Hey, we got some breaking news here on the camodave channel. I just heard from my housemate. He's getting 2 rescued chihuahuas from the animal shelter here. 2 chihuahuas. They're bonded. 2 bonded rescued chihuahuas. Chihuahua. Anyway, 2 of them. So I'm going to have some content dogs. Oh yeah. I can see. Now my channel's going to get some subscribers on a hell with just a couple subscribers a day or whatever. We're going to really start getting some subscribers now. Yeah, all you dog lovers, all you dog ladies, dog guys, 2 chihuahuas, content dogs, coming soon to the camodave channel. Reggie and Ronnie. Why couldn't one of them have been called Randy? Howdy, neighbors. Got a new one here from BVD Blue Van Dan. I took notes. I took lots of notes. Dan says, what did he say? I wrote so little I can't read them. He got an Arizona, he got Arizona license, so I guess he's making Arizona his home base. I think he said he had some back issues. I think he said he was camping out near the Boondockers bash, but just nearby, but not right at it. His transmission has not been leaking as much as it used to, but he does have a worse oil leak. He's not been feeling terribly creative, so he hasn't been posting much. He's been hanging out with Vicky. He recently got a 32-inch television, but he never watches television, so he's thinking about getting rid of it. He's busy doing laundry and taking showers, so every now and then he's getting some firewood stacked up for the cold nights there in the desert. So that's our latest update on BVD. Living Free Mike, basically just that's at the boondocking bash there with Jimmy from Almost Happy Camper. Basically, he just turned the camera on Jimmy and just let Jimmy did a little welcome to the Boondockers bash video, not a video, he did just a talk to everybody. And so, Mike has no content. He just turned the camera on Jimmy in the distance, didn't even get up very close to him. And that's the video. All right, that's about it. Just imagine this, and you could have gotten a little closer, maybe zoomed in a little more. I don't know. Anyway, so they are socially distancing. That nobody's wearing a mask, but they are staying apart from each other. So, is that the Betty the Bounder? That looks like Dave's RV Life's vehicle. I don't know. Can't tell, but. Anyway, I like Jimmy's shirt, a tie-dye, that's so 1970. New one from Kenny, Camper Van Kenny. Lots of dogs, lots of dust, and then he goes shopping in Quartzsite. Yeah, wow. There's some guy named Derek. I don't even remember writing this. It's generator delays, furnace fixed, and something about a hot tub in here. Oh, and yeah. Anyway, he still doesn't like the governor of Illinois. All right, Van City Van Life meets Gail there. She is a solo female nomad surviving hard times. Anyway, Van City Van Life there in front of the Brick. What is the Brick? I don't know. I've never heard of it. Anyway, but I'm not in Canada. Anyway, check it out. Interesting video from. Anyway, I hope she doesn't get a lawyer letter from RV Rebel Girl. I thought she. I trademarked that title. I'm the solo female nomad. Here from Adventure Van Man Brian. He's in Kentucky Caves in the first snow of the season. I believe he's in eastern Kentucky there, where it's really kind of rural and really kind of beautiful, actually. So that's where he's been. Again, time shifting. I'm not quite sure when he was there. But now the thing is this, that we now know that Wanderlust Estate, which we covered earlier this morning, James, is also in Kentucky. And he's kind of bummed out because his vehicle doesn't run. And he's been busy working and trying to buy a new RV. And he can't find one. Anyway, someone told me he's in the Lexington area. So I got to move him a little bit on the map over here. But they're not far apart. Oh, where's Adventure Van Man? I don't see him. Where is he? His sticker must have fallen off. Oh, it didn't. Adventure Van Man. We'll put him down here, so somewhere like that, okay? Oh, there we are. You gotta aim the camera. Kind of some bad weather there, some snow, and, yeah, winter is coming to Kentucky. I hear that they had a snowstorm. We had a few flurries here in North Carolina. What was it, yesterday morning? But it didn't add up to anything. Although I think they got an inch or two up in the mountains. But I was hearing that they did get some snow as far south as northern Alabama. So anyway, winter is coming. I do believe that Brian said that he is planning to head down to Florida. So that's where he's headed, and he's on his way, but taking his good, sweet time. Letters. Jen D says St. Bob, I guess that's Cheap RV Living Bob, says that all nomads need a nest egg of $3,000 in case things go pear-shaped. You know what? I would recommend even more than that. I mean, everybody knows car repairs, right? You got a couple of repairs and it can be $2,000 easy. You know, the brakes, the suspension, something in the engine. Don't even mention the transmission. I don't know, you know, I would personally say to have a savings account of about 10K I'd recommend that if you're going to be out on the road, really. That gives you enough of a cushion, because I don't know, I don't think in this day and age 3K is going to do it. Unless, of course, you know, there's Patreon, PayPal, Super Chat, whatever, YouTube. Sadie Slicker Outdoors says, real people like Wanderlust Estate James out here in the real world, all caps, outside of the Hollywood beggar fantasy land. Well, it's not really the Hollywood beggar fantasy land, it's the quartzite beggar fantasy land, right? Anyway, real people, real nomads are having a harder and harder time just to try to make it and survive in this system, let alone ever moving up and improving their situation to any great extent. The story is much more typical than the rest of this fake nonsense on YouTube. You know, again, I think, you know, as we're seeing, James Wanderlust Estate to some degree, large degree, Brian Adventure Van Man, I think these are real people in real situations, really dealing with real problems. You know, they're not kind of creating a goofy little fantasy world on YouTube. Yeah, you know, yeah. And that's why I like their channels so much better. You know, I think even, in a weird way, even to some degree, Chrome, Van City Van Life, although he is really busting his butt to make a viable channel that, you know, pays his way, you know, there is a certain honesty and a realism to what he's doing. And even and Foresty, you know, whatever. But you can sense that in people. Keenan. I think that's. It's hard to see that. Keeii. Is that Hawaiian? Keean says, I'm enjoying your positive mood today. You're back to uplifting, invested, and interesting, Dave. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was a little bit bummed yesterday. I don't know. You know, I just woke up in a bed. Woke up this morning, got myself a GUN. No, I was just a little bummed yesterday. Yeah, some days you just have a kind of a bummy day. It was, you know what was bumming me yesterday? I couldn't go out and take a good walk because it was so windy and cold out. I went outside to take a nice hike, and it was just, the wind was blowing like 20 miles an hour, and I wasn't enjoying it. And yeah, and today it's about the same, it's about as cold, but the wind's not blowing, so it's much nicer for hiking. And when I can hike, I get in a good mood. SC1212 Abel says, I really like James Wanderlust Estate. Super nice guy and a hard worker that pays his own way. No e-begging from him. Wonder why he doesn't get a rental car. Yeah, I don't know. He does have a job, okay? We don't know specifically what that job is, so he is making some money. And yeah, I don't know. Why doesn't he at least for a couple weeks or a week or two now get a rental car, so at least, you know, at least he can park near where he works and doesn't have to take that long bus ride into work every day at 4 in the morning. That's gotta be a real bummer. Seattle Judy says, I have followed James longer than anyone. Your statements are true. Oh, my statements! He is a genuine nice person, deserving of all his goals. He has earned it, love. You love James. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, he had that girlfriend Renee for a while there. I think she was in the Cincinnati area. He's in Kentucky. They aren't that far apart. I don't know what's up with Renee. Are they still seeing each other or not? I don't know, man. We were talking about that monolith that the news media was covering there in somewhere in Utah, some park in Utah. Mark from Arizona says the monolith has vanished and is now going to show up in quartzite. Ah! Extraterrestrial intelligence a la 2001 A Space Odyssey. And all of a sudden, yeah, all the nomads will become enlightened. A nomad says, man, gotta feel sorry for James, Wanderlust Estate. He got screwed over for paying up front for the seller to bring the van down to him, and then the guy backed out, and even though James still wanted to buy the van, the seller should have refunded some of that money back to James. If I was me, I'd be pissed. Yeah, oh yeah, okay, yeah, and then one MOA says he was refunded all of the money minus some of the PayPal fees. So yeah, he did pay some money because he was going to buy a van, and they were going to, or a vehicle of some sort, RV, and they were going to bring it to him, and he was paying to have them bring it to him, and they couldn't do it because the thing conked out. But apparently he did get most of his money back minus some PayPal fees, which is only fair. RS says that James needs to go down to Texas to buy his new RV at Buy Here, Pay Now, where you know who bought his van or vehicle. Eddie Smith says, I hope things work out for Wanderlust Estate. James, I hate to say this, but it probably actually would have been better if, not only by working, he should have his YouTube chats turned on, super chat, so he would have been in a better position if something like this happened. God bless him. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Yeah, remember we even had Adventure Van Man Brian. The job kind of, well, he had a jobby poo for a while there up in the fishery, doing the fishing stuff up there on the fishing boat in Alaska. Then he came back. Then he had, before that. It was before that he had the appendicitis. So he had a whole lot of crazy stuff going on, Adventure Van Man Brian. And then his transmission conked out right when he got back. He was, I think, in the Washington State area. And there was a wait for that. And he did a live chat and didn't want any money. Specifically said, no, I can take care of this. But I would have bet he would have gotten a good chunk of that transmission paid for in one live chat because he is such a beloved YouTuber nomad. And Garrow says James Wanderlust Estate at least makes an effort to support himself in his choice of a lifestyle. Of all the nomads you cover, James is unusual for his work ethic. I hope he is able to square up his situation. As they say in the sports talk shows, T and P's to James. T and P's. But, it almost is weird on YouTube because the most honest people don't do as well as, the people that are sitting around, doing the other stuff on YouTube to raise money. I don't know, if you're honest about your situation and you're going to work hard and you're not going to take charity, it's almost so much tougher than the folks that, sit there on their butts, do nothing, and just do the live chats, take off their shirts, and the money just flows in. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird world, but hopefully there will be some great justification somewhere down the road when we all meet our maker. I don't know. What am I saying? I sound like a preacher now, aren't I? Justin Too Dope says, Quartzite is waiting for you, Dave. And Tommy Knocker says they are not ready for the truth and honesty. They are not ready for Camo Dave. What is it? The guy at the Boondocking Bash says you're not supposed to talk about religion, sports, and politics. Sounds like a bunch of geeks. No sports? You can't even talk sports? Don't go to the Boondocking Bash and talk about sports? What, man? It's worse than YouTube. And Bob Outdoor says, one major breakdown from walking the streets. This van life is risky unless you have gullible subscribers with deep pockets like, I'm not going to mention any names, but so-and-so has. And again, you need more than $3,000 in your savings account if you're going to do this. I really think so. The more the merrier, but definitely I'd say a minimum of 10. Repairs are not cheap. All right, everybody, yeah. Oh dear, yeah. Gotta do it. All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. You all have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, December 2nd. Vlog under.